and to him he reveals himself. So that means only by bhakti he is pleased, because bhakti comes from him. So this is the purport of Nada.
Excuse me, please. Lecture is going on and your voice is disturbing to lecture.
So then he continues,
Mama says,
Yatha taror moola nishaychanena tushyanti tat skanda bhujo pasakhaha pranopahara chethendriyanam tathaiva sarvarhanam achyutejya. So then he makes it more clear by an example. Says that just like if you give water at the root of a tree, then all the parts of tree they get nourished. The trunk, the branches, the leaves, everything becomes satisfied. And pranopaharat cha yathendriyanam. And similarly, the senses they get energy by taking prana, because they don't have the prana shakti. Tathaiva sarvaharanam achyutejya. So in the same way, everybody is satisfied, everybody is worshipped if one worships the Supreme God, Krishna, Achyuta. So this is further logic he is giving. Because God is actually the source of everything, he is the root, he is the foundation, he is the fountainhead. And everything is linked to him. There is nothing which exists independent of him. Nothing can actually exist independent of him. Just as the branches of a tree cannot live without the root. If you uproot the tree, then everything dries out. So they are green, they are lush, nice looking, giving fruits, flowers, only because they are linked to the root. So if one gives the water at the root, then everyone gets Shakti, energy, otherwise not. Nanu karma jnanadinam yatha bhakti mishratvam avashyakam तथा भक्तेरपि कर्म मिश्रत्वम आवश्यकम एव. देवर्षि पित्रादि अर्हण लक्षणस्य नित्य कर्मणो अकरणे प्रत्यवाय श्रवणात् इति यथा इति. So now a question is raised, because earlier it was said that karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, they give their result only if they are mixed with bhakti, otherwise not. So someone says that in the same way, bhakti will also be useful if it is mixed with karma and jnana, otherwise not. And why is that? He says because in the Shastra there is description that one should worship the devas, worship the rishis, the sages. Also the pitris. Who is this talking here?
Our daughter.
Yeah, but why is she has to talk here?
Our watchman is
Yeah, but they can
playing
go.
the games. Our watchman.
Watchman doesn't reach.
He's there and he's not take care for me. He avoid me.
With whom is she talking?
With
I mean, tell them to go, they can go inside the garden. There was a survey done that A woman needs 10,000 words to talk every day. And of all the women, Italians, they are most talkative.
That's why I married an Indian.
So he is raised a very nice Purvapaksha, that why is that bhakti does not need karma? Because the scriptures do prescribe. There is a panchi yagyas, one has to worship the forefathers, the devas, the sages, the bhutas, the living beings, the guest, niragya, atithi yagya, devi yagya, rishi yagya, all these pitri yagya. And if one does not do that, then one remains indebted to them. So this is called nitya karma. This is everybody's duty. There is nitya karma and anitya karma, incidental duties and regular duties. So regular duties are for everybody. So if one does not perform them, then it says pratyavaya samnat, then one will get reaction. And one may have to perform atonement. So to that he answers here. Yatha taror mula nishechanene tripyanti tat sakanda bhujopasaka. Mulat pratham vibhagat skandaha. So from the root, first we have the trunk, that is called skanda. Tadvibhaga bhujahas. And then from that you have this big branches, they are called bhuja in Sanskrit. And tesam api upashaka, then you have small branches, they are called upashaka. And uplakshanam patra pushpadeyopi tripyanti. And this also indicates leaves, fruits, flowers. So everyone gets nourished if you give water at the root. Natu mulasekam bina swasva nisechanena. And if one does not give the water at the root but gives water to the leaves, to the branches, then they will not get nourished. Unless of course the water falls at the root. Achyutejya eva sarvahanam achyutasya pujayam sarve pujitasya. So similarly one should worship the Supreme Lord, because by his worship everyone gets nourished. All the devas, pitris, forefathers, everybody is pleased. Otherwise there are so many, how many we can satisfy? Some people say Navagraha worship, right? If you go to the Jyotish, then he will say Navagraha worship. You have to do yagya for Mars, you have to do yagya for Saturn. Rahu, yes, very important. Although he does not even have a body, he is only a head, still he can cause trouble. So you have to worship all of them. Somebody or the other is causing pulling somebody's leg somewhere. So you go on doing all this worship and still you are not satisfied, because a person cannot satisfy so many people. Then also these planets, some are friendly and some are enemy. You try to please one and the other one gets upset. Why are you pleasing me? You're not pleasing me. When you buy the stones, you have to see that you don't put the enemies together. Otherwise they will just quarreling with each other. So what is the solution then? So this is like trying to pour water and the leaves and the branches. Just give it the root. This root is Krishna. He is the source of everybody. Moon, he says. all Rahu, Ketu, everybody is coming from him. So therefore he says that is satisfy him, everybody is satisfied. Nanu ashaktasyeva bhavtu etat bhaktena tu achyutasya puja kartavya devadinam cha yatha mulasya skandhadinam cha seke na dosha pratyut gunaiva iti asankya drishtantam antaramaya drishtantam. It's a very nice question raised. Commentator himself is raising. He says that those who cannot afford the Jyotis fee, they will talk like this. Just worship Krishna. Because you go to Jyotis, then he will say, I will do this yagya, that yagya, charge 20,000 rupees for one yagya, and then you have to buy the stone, another few thousand rupees. So, he says those who cannot afford this, they will talk like this, that just chant Hare Krishna. That does not cost anything.
I was just telling her.
But he says those who have money, why they cannot do both? You chant Hare Krishna and also do this yagya. He said just like those people who are small, little, have little money, little water, they put the water at the root, fine. But if you have plenty of water, you give to the root and also on the leaves, they will also look clean. All the dust will go down. What's wrong with that? So if someone raises this objection, so he says, okay, drop this example. I will give you another one. So he gives the example of the senses. That you give food into the mouth, then your eyes, nose, ears, hands, legs, everyone gets energy. Try to give food into the ear, it will get blocked, you won't hear. Put food into your nose, you'll choke to death. In case of tree, it was alright, you can spray some water on the leaves, the leaves. So for that reason, he drops this example and gives another example. That is a really nice explanation. So he says that just as mulasya skandhadinam chasekena dosha, you give water at the root and give to the branches, etc. There is no defect in that. Rather, it is good because the whole tree, just like raining, that rain comes, everyone looks very nice on parts of the tree. So then he says, okay, I give you another. He said, pranasya upaharo bhojanam tasmadevi indriyanam tripti natu tattat indriyesu prithak prithak anulepat. So he says, just as by eating, then all your senses get nourished. Not that you have to give food to each sense individually. Rather, that will be a problem. It says, Nayan karnadishu andhya badhariya diutpadanat dosai. In case of tree, there was no defect if you poured water on the branches and leaves. But in this example, if you try to put food in your eyes, into your ears and in your nose, then you will become blind and deaf and choke to death. So it will be only a defect, not good. So it's like that, worship of Krishna, that is okay, and there is no need of any other worship. Just one. If you can do one, that is good enough. People don't have time for that also. So tathaiva sarva arhanam achyutejya. Ijya means worship. Achyuta is name for Krishna. So he says worshipping Krishna is sarva arhanam. Then everyone is respected, everybody is taken care, those whom you know and whom you do not even know, they are all satisfied. So that is the purpose. And Krishna also says that yepi inna devata bhakta yajante sradhyanvita tepi mameva konteya yajanti avidhi purvaka. He says those who are worshipping other devas, they are also worshipping me only, but in an improper manner. So why not worship Krishna only in a proper manner? If worship of Rahu Ketu is also worship of Krishna, then why not worship Krishna only straightforward? So Sarvadeva Namaskaram Achyutam Prati Gacchati. There is a verse which says that just as all the rivers they flow unto the ocean, the sea, like that obeisances to all the devas, they go to Krishna, but indirectly. So then you just give direct obeisances. So this is Narada's logic. So this is the way we understand what is the meaning of Shastra. Something which is established by logic. So nothing else is established here in Bhagavatam by logic except Bhakti, time and only. यथैव सूर्यात् प्रभवन्ति वारः पुनश्च तस्मिन् प्रविशन्ति काले भूतानि भूमौ स्थिरजङ्गमानि तथा हरावेव गुणप्रवाहः